Yo, what is up? You know who it is. It is LHC. And in today's video, if you read the title, it's going to be about Leon and Ada and whether they should be a couple. Now, this is a weird video for me to do and talk about because I'm not really into the, what is it? What's the word when the putting two fake characters together? But it's only because with the release of the RE9 trailer and Leon being introduced, I've been seeing some stuff on Reddit and on the internet that I'm not too happy with, okay? Because a lot of people speculate that Ada will be in the game because Leon's in it. And whether she is or not, I don't really know. I actually wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't in it, but we will see. I hope she is because Ada is my favorite female character in the series. What can I say? I got a thing for toxic women, bud. But anyway, I seen a Reddit thread. I've been seeing multiple Reddit threads actually about how Ada is very toxic and how her and Leon would just never work. And well, I did some bit of research, not really research. I just watched over all of Leon's and Ada's scenes together in the RE2 remake and RE4 remake, which are the only games I'm gonna be covering since I guess they would be more canon than the original games are. But yeah, I got a whole list because I feel like anybody who has actually played the games or even just watched the cutscenes like what I did yesterday, you can clearly tell that Ada does actually care for Leon, and she's not as toxic as people think. Everybody's like, oh, Ada just uses Leon to an extent, but just because she does use him in some points does not mean she does not care for Leon. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and break this down. I'm gonna start off with I got a list here, bud, of the events from Resident Evil 2 and then to Resident Evil 4. And I'm just gonna go through these quickly just to prove y'all that Ada is that bitch, right? No, I'm kidding. Sorry for using that word. So if you want to go back to the very first scene when Leon and Ada meet, obviously there's no, right off the bat, she doesn't, I'm not going to say she cares for Leon, but she does tell Leon to leave the police department. You need to get out of here, Leon. And that should be a sign right off the bat that she cares somewhat, at least for people in general. And then she saves him from Mr. X when Leon gets attacked the first time. And then when Leon, now granted Leon does take a bullet for Ada, but Ada patches him up and again tells him to leave. That's the second time. And now, granted, Ada is lying to Leon the whole time, saying she's working for the FBI, but it's not that big of a, I mean, it is, but it isn't, whatever. And then Ada even kisses Leon when they're on the, it's not the train, but it's the little, whatever they're on, but I don't know what it's called, okay? Cut me a break. And you could say that Ada just kisses Leon to kind of manipulate him into doing what she wants. But no, yeah, Ada kisses Leon, and now you could just say that Ada kissed him because of, she was trying to manipulate him into doing what she wanted. But if you rewatch the scene, he tells Ada, I'm not leaving you here, yada yada yada, and then she kisses him. And I think it was to, it could have been to motivate him more, I would say, to get him to do what she wanted, which is, I guess, a form of manipulation. But again, I think she was just looking out for Leon in that moment. And then we get to when Leon confronts Ada about who she's really working for, and Ada pulls a gun on Leon. Obviously, people are like, oh, well, that shows that she had no loyalty to him. But just like Leon says in the game, shoot me, but I don't think you will. And she doesn't. She lowers her gun, and they get shot by Annette Birkin. And then, of course, when the bridge falls, Leon tries to save her. And again, just like she did throughout the entire game, telling Leon to leave, she tells him, to let her go. And ultimately slips and falls. Obviously, she survives. But just in RE2 alone, I feel like you can see Ada actually cared for Leon. She probably didn't at first, but by the ending, after he took a bullet for her, after he showed loyalty to her, and after he tried to save her life there at the end, she cared for bro. Don't act like she didn't. And the most toxic thing she did is just lie to him about what her real motive was. Come on, bud. And now we switch over to RE4, and this is where it becomes even more adamant that she cares for Leon. Because if you play the Separate Ways DLC, you see Ada saves Leon multiple times throughout the game. Multiple. And what's funny is the very first time she rings the church bells when Leon's in the village. And she even says, "First one's free, Leon." But that's not true, because then she saves him again when he's getting attacked by, not Sadler, the main big guy in the village. I forget his name. I should have searched that before doing this. But she shoots him while he's attacking Leon. That way he lets Leon go. That's 2 times. First one was free, Leon. Then why'd she save him a second time? And then when Leon and Ada first meet, it's when they're in the castle. I believe it's the castle. But they're in that little library room, and Ada hears that someone's coming, and she opens the window, and she's about to leave. But then Leon walks in, and notice she stays because she wants to see Leon, and she wants to talk to him. Yes, she pulls a gun on him, but I think that's just for theatrics, bud. She's a little dramatic, okay? What can I say? And then guess what she does? She tells Leon to leave. Leave the president's daughter. Go home. Because she wants him to be safe. Now, there is a part in Separate Ways where Ada is talking to Wesker, and she calls Leon her good little boy. I wish you would call me her good little boy. Okay, sorry. Out of pocket. Okay, anyway. But, point being, is she does refer to Leon, I guess, kind of as a pet. But this could just be her way of... Especially, she does this when she's talking to Wesker, so I think she does this as a way to convince Wesker that she doesn't actually care for him, and that she's just using him, which she does some points throughout the game. She relies on Leon to keep people distracted so she can do her own thing. But again, just play the game or watch the cutscenes, but you can see it. She also helps Leon, even though she tells Leon to leave the president's daughter alone, to leave her. She's damned, basically. She goes ahead and tells Leon anywhere where she's at. And again, Ada just enjoys seeing Leon. You can see this for the second time when Ada is in the boat room, or in the at the dock, and Leon gets on the boat, and she's up in the thing, and she drops down to see him. And then they ride the boat together. And that boat ride is where is where you get the biggest connection, I think, between the two, because obviously at this point Leon's angry at Ada, which he has all right to be, because he feels betrayed at what happened at the end of Resident Evil 2. But here he tries telling Ada that, I'm changed, yada yada yada, I'm a macho man now. And Ada can see that he's still that caring, loyal person who wants to save people, and she tells him that, you haven't changed at all. And then when he asks Ada if she's changed, she doesn't answer. Well, she does. She says, "What do you think?" in a smirky way, but deep down you can see when he asks her that, she really does think about it. And then again, when Leon is being infected by the Las Plagas, and Sadler's controlling, or not controlling him, but like, yeah, it's just it's starting to infect him more. And when you're playing as Ada in separate ways, she tells Leon, "Don't die on me." Obviously, again, just a little note to show that she cares, and that's all you need. You just need that little, just those little things they add in, shows that Ada 100% cares what happens to Leon. And then when, in the scene where Sadler is, it's at the Ada boss fight, when Ada fights Sadler at the end of the game on separate ways, you have Leon in the middle of the room, and he's like, the Las Plagas is about to take over. He's hurting Leon. I don't know, using his wizard powers. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, to be honest, but he's hurting Leon, and Ada does not hesitate to pull out the Uzi and start spraying, bub. She starts instantly unloading on that motherfucker as soon as she sees Leon's hurting. Again, because she cares. My mic's over here, but it seems it's kind of reversed, so it seems like it should be over here, but it's not. It's over here. I should have did it that way. Whatever. Anyway, and then just at the end of the game, she could have left Leon to fight Sadler by himself, but she stays. Now, of course, Leon did cut her down, but she saves Leon and helps him defeat Sadler. And then at the end, when her plane gets there, she offers Leon and Ashley a ride. And Leon tells her, "I think we both know this is where we go our separate ways." Ta-da! And you could tell in the cutscene that Ada is genuinely hurt by Leon saying that to her, because she does deep down care for Leon, and she wants Leon to care for her, because I feel like Ada is a character who shows her tough side. She's not vulnerable. She tries to be tough, independent, and Leon is somebody who brings out her humanity a bit. And I think a lot of people like take small things like her pulling the gun on Leon and her lying to him as her being toxic or whatever, but in Resident Evil 2, he doesn't really need to know that she doesn't work for the FBI. They still have the same goal. Technically, they both want. Well, Ada technically wants the G virus, and Leon wants to destroy Umbrella, and they just both help each other do that. It doesn't really matter what Ada's, whether she works for the FBI or Wesker or whoever she worked for in the first one. It doesn't really matter. So that lie is not a big of a lie as you think. And then in RE4, she doesn't lie to Leon at all. She doesn't tell Leon who she's working for, but she tells him where Ashley is. When she finds out, she tells him where the room would be to get the cure for the Las Plagas. She saves him multiple times and goes out of her way to interact with Leon because she likes him. And so for people saying that they would not work, I honestly think it would. And as much as Leon tries to play the cold shoulder to Ada because he's obviously mad, there's a part of him that cares for her too. And I think if RE9 shows Ada, and people are debating whether there'll be a couple or whatever in that game, I think it would be truly fitting for them to have a good ending, because you can have Ada finally having somebody to trust and to settle down with, maybe, because I feel like Ada chases her job too much. Her job is what gets in the way of her being with Leon. And if you watch the CGI movies, because they technically are canon, they said that Leon and Ada, after the events of Resident Evil 4, do go on dates together. But again, it just always work gets in the way of that. And I feel like if it wasn't for Ada's job and her stubbornness, I think her and Leon would really make a good couple. I mean, in RE2, like Leon says, we make a good team. And they do. When they work together, they're able to get shit done, bud. And I think they would be the ultimate duo. And I know people like Leon and Claire, but I don't know, when something about... Now, obviously, Leon and Claire flirt with each other in RE2. That's obvious, but for me personally, and again, it could just because I'm biased towards Ada, but I can feel just a more genuine connection between Leon and Ada. Just hit the mic there, bud. And then Leon and Claire. And if you're not convinced after watching this video, bud, then you're delusional. Leon, the best RE character, Ada, the best female character, has to happen. Has to happen. And if Ada is in Resident Evil Requiem, then let me play as her. Also, this is just a random tangent, bud, that I'm gonna go off on here. I heard a lot of people complaining about Ada's voice actor in Resident Evil 4, and I didn't think it was that bad until doing this video and going back and rewatching Ada in Resident Evil 2 Remake and hearing them like side by side. And yeah, her Resident Evil 4 voice is kind of bad. It's not terrible, but the voice actress in RE2 did much better. And I think when I was watching the two, Ada and Leon's connection seemed better in Resident Evil 2, and I think it's because of that voice acting. Little tangent. Anyway, that's that. Thank you all for watching. More Resident Evil content coming up. I don't know exactly what I got planned yet, but I am thinking about starting up a Patreon. If anybody's interested, it would be really like maybe $1, and it would just be me doing playthroughs of games, maybe, because I love to play games. I play them all the time. Maybe I'll play through Resident Evil 4 again. Me and my friend actually have a plan to play through Resident Evil 5 together and Resident Evil 6. So if that's just something you guys are interested in, I would probably upload full just gameplay on Patreon for people to watch, because I've tried playthroughs on YouTube before. They just don't work for me. So yeah, I appreciate you all for sticking around and watching. Thank y'all. Out. Later.